specific question comes from someone I chatted with before the forum began, and it was also coincidentally submitted as a written question from a different person. If you're elected governor, in terms of local projects and local access, would you mandate that local accessibility projects stop the use of bricks as brick sidewalks and brick ramps can actually send shocks up and down a disabled person's spine as that person is rolling across them in a wheelchair, for example?
That had not come to my attention before just now. Obviously, it's not something that I have to worry about as an able-bodied person, but absolutely that is an issue that seems like on the forefront of folks who are in wheelchairs, that we would mandate that not be allowed.
All right, housing. Access to accessible and affordable housing is a vexing issue for people with disabilities. What steps do you see in this budget climate, as you noted earlier, what steps would you take to try and assure increased access to affordable housing for disabled?
We will do everything we can within our budgetary constraints. Many of you may know that there is a movement out there to do away with Chapter 40B, which is the law that was put in place to help encourage and sometimes mandate that affordable housing be built in communities, especially those communities who don't like them. I know at the local level these are very contentious battles. Sometimes developers use the 40B process to go around local zoning. And I know as a former city councilor, we covet our ability to control these issues at the local level. Having said that, having served as a local official, having battled with developers, I still believe that the 40B law needs to be upheld and maintained. I believe it is one part of government that actually, and for the most part, not perfectly, there's no piece of legislation that works perfectly, but it's worked to increase the stock of affordable housing, and it allows for it to be spread out across the state of Massachusetts, not just in the lower income areas or just in the cities, where it is prevalent in many cases. It needs to move out to the suburbs. It needs to move out to the areas where there is access to public transportation. But I think what the governor, the next governor needs to do is stand up and in this campaign, stand strongly for that law to be upheld, even with its imperfections and even with the opposition that it is facing from suburban communities. Because without affordable housing, we don't have opportunities for people to stay here in Massachusetts, both able-bodied and disabled, and those people who choose to live here or come here in Massachusetts. So that would be, I think, what we would focus on. And then there are individual programs within housing and economic development that would create opportunities. As you said, our goal is to bring people into the communities, away from institutions, give them opportunities to stay home. Disabled, just like the elderly, when they move out of their houses or when they realize they can no longer upkeep that, live in their houses and upkeep them, for the most part, want to stay where they've grown up near their family. And I think we have to give the disabled those same opportunities as best as we can.